Hi, everyone. We're here with Carrie Kerpen, and she is the founder of the Whisper Group. And I am so uh, I'm fangirl crushing because I think when I grow up, I'd like to I'd like to found a company like yours. So I thank you for being making the time to be here. Being
Oh,
here.
Irene, I'm so happy to be here with you. It's such a joy.
Yeah. Well, we're connected through Dave.
Yeah.
Dave's been a very big mentor of mine. And let's kind of go into I your leadership roles, and this is all about human connection. And how did you build all that up? And I'm just curious. I know that's a big question to ask, but maybe that's how you lead your life, right?
Yeah. I think I always loved people and always saw the good in people and always
Mhm.
sought to find common ground with people. And so it was no surprise that when I built an agency, an agency is entirely people focused, right? The product is the people.
Yes.
That we really needed to build an organization that was connected and effective and made people feel heard and valued. And
Mhm.
so I think I always prioritized connection from the time that I was a really young child. And I think growing a network too is, you need to be able to be a good connector and you need to worry about, giving before you worry about getting. If that makes sense.
I love. How about now jumping into the Whisper Group?
I had an agency and my husband and I built that together, Dave, who you
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
And Dave left about 7 years in while we were building it. And I took it forward for the next 8 or so years and focused on building it to be very valuable for exit. And when I ultimately sold
Hmm.
the business uh, went great and the transition went great and the actual exit was great, but I felt really alone in that process. I
Hmm.
felt under resourced and under educated and underrepresented and felt like there were so few women talking about, building connection. I have a really big network and there were
Hmm.
very few women that I had in my network that had actually, gone through a transaction and built and sold a business.
Mm.
And I realized that that network is hard to find and is few and far between, and it is so deeply needed, both as you prepare for the exit and once you do exit. You're
Hmm.
in this like random community of people who you don't know, and it's very disparate, and there's not a lot of communication around this. And so what we decided to do was form a collective of exited female founders and source from that collective advisors who could
Wow.
advise female founders who are looking to get to exit on sort of like the right things to do and how to get them
Wow.
across the finish line. And that's how
Okay.
the Whisper Group was born.
Okay. So you offer like coaching, mentoring, training. Like, how does
A
it?
little bit of all of it. So we offer
Okay.
some evaluations of where your business is today,
I see.
understanding what you want as your goal as a founder, setting a future evaluation on what you might want to achieve in what time
Mhm.
frame, crafting the roadmap to get there. And then when you are ready to sell, we actually do deals. So we help get companies sold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And, soup to nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, well then now the Whisper Way. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh,
And
the Whisper
I did it
Way.
early. I bought the book early. I'm waiting. It's May time frame. Oh, it's
It's
there.
out
Wow,
in May. So it's not out
beautiful.
yet, but I
No,
have
it's not in May. In May.
in May. It's out in May, but for your listeners, this is it. The Whisper Way is the secret formula for women entrepreneurs to scale and sell for life-changing money.
Mm.
And it's really, I wrote this right after I exited. And
Mm.
it is part fiction, part implementation guide, part real life stories.
Wow.
So it starts with 7 women who go on a retreat, each
Uh-huh.
of whom have challenges in their business that relate to one of the 7 areas of Whisper. So Whisper
Hmm.
stands for the 7 tenets needed to build a highly sellable business:
Oh,
your why, your how, your income, your secret
okay.
sauce, your profit, your
Uh,
executive team, and your roar factor, how you present in a room, which is
wow.
almost always a room full of men.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so the fiction story is one. where it's like an amalgam of all of the different types of entrepreneurs I've met through the years and how I would workshop through that. And then there's a real life implementation guide on how to tackle each of these 7 tenets. And once you work on improving each of those areas, what you can do to get your business sold.
Right.
And then I use real life examples and interview women who have actually sold, like I do on my podcast, The Exit Whisperer.
I mean, were you hoping that you could empower more women from this book? Like, what was your kind of goal for this book?
When you start an advisory practice,
Mm-hmm.
there's a cost to that, right? Women have to hire you to engage you, to do the level of in-depth services. And I felt like a book really democratized that experience. So a book enables you to say, here's everything that I know put into one, comprehensive book. Take it, use it, go. And that to me allows me to democratize the experience and basically like have me in your pocket.
I love that, because I think there are so many women who are quiet about wanting to sell their own business, or whether it be a restaurant or a service, and they're about to retire and they're just not sure, and they could just pick up your book. And it sounds like it's going to be an easy read. Not easy, me.
I call it a business beach read. No, yes, it's fun. It's a fun read. It's not like a very heady, deep, read. But in terms of lessons, one of the really interesting things that I learned was women who had like 9-figure big exits. They really pushed past the whole concept of imposter syndrome and self-doubt. Like they almost had no time for it. And so that's the difference that I see. I had a lot of imposter syndrome, a lot of self-doubt. And, I had a great exit. It was an 8-figure exit. But the women who really took it to the next level, they just pushed on through.
And may I ask, I know you're a mom too.
Yeah.
Do these women leaders that you interviewed, are they moms too mostly?
Yeah.
So they've just pushed everything aside and said, I don't have time for that, right?
Yeah, not everyone, but a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Wow.
If you look at people like Sarah Blakely, or you look at, many of them that are out there, they're moms. And there are ones who aren't. Like, if you look at B. Dixon, or I think Whitney Wolfhard now has children.
So are you going on a book tour? Like, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'm doing like a little bit of a book club book tour where we're doing we're having dinners with exited female founders around what I wish I knew during exit, and doing a bunch of parties across the country. It's going to be really exciting.
I hope you come to the Bay Area. I'd love
I'm going to. I have a question for you. And when I'm thinking about this, Irene, when I wrote my book, Work It: Secrets for Success from the Boldest Women in Business, back in 2017, I talked about having a fab pab, which was called your fabulous personal advisory board. Talking about like who you'd call if you're gotten real trouble. But
that's right.
But I'm interested in the concept of a customer advisory board. And I know you wrote a book on this. So I'm curious, as I'm in year 1 of building the Whisper Group,
right.
How should I think about a customer advisory board, and what might be the best way to form one?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So Carrie, I think when you bring your clients together, you're all collaborating, and you're also all validating some of the big questions that you've always had. But by listening to customer advisory board, when you're together, you're just that energy, you're vibing off each other. It's that can do. When you leave from a customer advisory board, you know that these people become not just part of the board, or you're a part of the board, but that you have them on your cell, and you can just text them and say, hey, Carrie, we really connected. And, I'm driving right now. I'm going to pick up the kids, but do you have 5 minutes? I got this burning question. And and this is what happens with the customer advisory board. Very similar to yours, is that you're always connected. You're always bouncing everything off. And then a customer advisory board, you go really deep often.
Yeah.
And so after, you don't have to go, well, let me kind of give you the context of why I'm asking the question. And you lost all, like 20 minutes of doing all that background. And then you want to ask the question. So having this customer advisory board, you can just get right to it. Like, okay, well, we made little tweaks to the service. Now we want to actually have a virtual cab, maybe bring everyone together. It's a continual feedback to help you, but not only that, you're building this community.
Yeah, and plus they really know your product because they're your
Yeah,
customers. So it's
yeah.
different from having like a forum in a business setting or anything like that. Like this is really people who know and use your product. So
And
I
they
love that.
and they automagically want to be your advocates too.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with me. I think that's
Oh,
something that I'm definitely going to incorporate with the Whisper Group.
oh yeah, that sounds great. So can we do the pre-sale everywhere?
Okay, so it's everywhere that books are sold. So Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, all of those places, Porchlight. But you can also just go to thewhisperway.com,
Okay.
and that will take you straight to not only everywhere you would want to order, but also a few bonuses that you can get as well.
Ooh, okay. And is how about internationally? Should they go there to the Whisper Way?
Internationally, they can go to thewhisperway.com too.
I love that idea about that no one has time for imposter syndrome because so did I.
They don't have time. Let's go. Like I just saw something today where somebody, I think it was Eliza Licht, who said that you have to have a healthy case of delusion to push past the imposter syndrome. Just be a little delusional about yourself. Think you're the best. No, if you don't think you're the best, who else is going to think you're the best? You have to be a little
You
delusional. You
do.
have to be a
Yeah.
little, have unwavering self-belief in yourself. It's necessary.
But I think that energy is beautiful. Like,
Thank
and I see that
you.
coming out of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
All
you,
right.
Irene. You're wonderful.
All right. Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.